Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to League Racing TV here for the inaugural round of a brand new championship, British and Irish Esports Championship. I am Ivor Bryn Mike, going to be taking you through the action as tonight for round number 1 of the very first season. We'll be taking it to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the Mexican Grand Prix. The 4.3 kilometer circuit providing some fantastic overtaking opportunities down into turn number 1, into turn number 4. If you can get a good nice little switchback out of turn 5, you can get a nice run into turn 6, and of course down in towards turn 12 as well, with 3 DRS zones. One down the main straight down towards turn 1, one down the second straight down towards turn 4, and of course on the exit of turn 11 down towards turn 12 going into the final sector. And of course, with this being a British and Irish Esports Championship, everyone in here is representing a nation involved in the island of Great Britain and the island of Ireland. So we're going to look through and have a little look at the drivers involved. We've only got 14 here tonight, but we have 18 that have signed up altogether. So we got the Red Bulls, the Scottish partnership of XA, Tam and GMAC. Then in the Ferrari we have the Englishman of Kiki, and he has no teammate, so that spot is open. If you guys want to sign up, make sure you do to get into that Scuderia Ferrari. In the Mercedes, we have a Anglo-Scottish partnership in X-Maze and Andy Campbell. Then we have an all-English partnership for McLaren with Yaham and XA_Tom with the Alpines. Also being an all-English partnership with I Am Silas and Dylan McGivern there in the Alpines. The Aston Martins is a Irish-English partnership of Forza Brendan and Harry B. Then in the Alfa Romeo we have Scott Bugner all on his own, and then the Alfa Tauris we have a Anglo-Welsh partnership of QVR, Ben JS and ESW Hooky 66, and we have the all-English partnership in the Haas F1 car of Harry Collar and Stacks United 98. And then of course in the Williams we have another Anglo-Welsh partnership in Leslie the Twig and ESW Colin R. Mason. So they are the drivers who have signed up so far. If you are looking to get involved, make sure you do, as I believe we will be getting underway momentarily as we go into qualifying. Already some comments in the chat. We got Colin saying plenty of Welsh bias commentary, please Mikey. I would never. You will not be hearing me sing Bread of Heaven if a Welshman wins. Like, that is not going to happen. As I believe Mace is saying error code, and that is unfortunate for Mace. As we got Brendan saying plenty of Irish bias too. You gotta show love to your Celtic brothers, you know what I'm saying. As Cat named Minty saying we think we should have a stream in Welsh, Scottish and Irish. Dwi'n ddim yn siarad yn Cymraeg. There you go. That's all. That's the only Welsh you're going to get from me. As the first man out on track is Dylan. As we'll just get all the telemetry up that we possibly can. Of course, we have 18 minutes of commentary here in qualifying, and then we'll be getting into the race. Now, the point structure here for this championship is the same as the real life F1, so there will be points for the top 10 and for fastest lap only, so a maximum of 26 points available. Maze has rejoined the session, fantastic to see, and we're on board with Dylan, who will be the first man out on track. In terms of a lap time that we should be seeing from these guys, I believe we should be seeing some 15s, maybe some 14s here. Like, will we see anyone dip into the 13s? That's the big question. But we're going to stay on board with Dylan. He's going to take us on a lap of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez as we get ready now to come through to start this flying lap. So let's go ahead and take away everything possible as we get underway. Out of the final corner, trying to get the traction on as early as possible to maximise the top speed down in towards turn 1. DRS wide open as we start the lap. Running down over 200 miles an hour as we wait for the braking point here for turn 1. Braking down, taking a lot of the inside curve there, but gets away with it. If you take it too aggressive, you can mess up, and here we see Dylan there just taking a little bit of a hesitant curve there through turn 3, and it absolutely compromised him a little bit on the exit as we break down into turn number 4, third gear as we go through turn 5, short shifting up into 4th gear, now into the double apex of turn 6. Good so far from Dylan. It is all valid as we go through turn 7. Now this is where laps can be won or lost. If you take too much curb, you could lose the car, and if you don't carry the momentum, you're going to lose a lot of time as Dylan there keeps it all valid, all on track as we got a Ferrari getting out of the way as we go down into turn number 12, into the final sector in front of the grandstands here, all showing support for the English, the Irish, the Welsh and the Scottish drivers here out on track, and across the line will come Dylan, and it's going to be a 16.7. So there we go, opening laps there from Dylan as Andy Campbell crosses the line in second, but oh my god, that's immediately beaten by Tam, 4 times clear at the top in the Red Bull racing car. As we're waiting for the first amount of lap times to come in, who have we got coming towards an end of a lap? I believe Forza Brendan, yes he is, coming to the end of a lap. And let's see what the Irishman can do. Is he going to be competitive? He's going to put it up on provisional pole with a 15.9 there from the Irishman. It's a good benchmark there for the Irishman as Colin comes back into the pit lane as we have Yaham, who's just started this lap. We've got Kiki coming into the final sector, and it's a purple final sector. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. We got Scott Buckner now in the Alfa Romeo coming around the final corner. What's this going to be for Scott Buckner? And it's going to be a 16.9. A lot of 16s out there so far. Andy Campbell currently in 6th place on an 18.3. Definitely made a mistake there somewhere as Kiki there with a 17 flat. As we got a Hooky who's just starting a lap. We got Yaham who's on a set of the medium compound tyres. Interesting here in qualifying that he is on the set of the mediums. We got I'm Silas in behind. So in fact I believe we'll stay on board with Yaham, who has invalidated his lap, and that is not what you would like to see. So we'll go back on board with I am Silas in the Alpine, and we're going to see what he can do here. As we got a comment in the chat saying no driver flying the Isle of Man flag. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, Isle of Man deserves a bit of credit here, as we do want to see the Isle of Man getting represented. We also would like to see if you could do regional flags as well. Like, it would be nice to see the Cornish flag being represented as well. If you guys know, you know. Maybe even the Guernsey flag as well. As we are on board with ESW Hooky as he comes through the final corner. What's this going to be for the Alpha Tauri? And it's a 17.7, putting himself up into 7th place. All the 7s there for ESW Hooky. As I believe the only one out on the out lap right now is ESW Colin R. Mason, as I just disconnected there from the starters lap, so we'll stay on board with Colin as I'm quickly checking the quality of the stream to make sure it is all running smooth as you like. As Colin breaks down in towards turn number 1. Stream looks good. Stream looks good. That's all I can say. Stream looks good. So on board with Colin, there's a purple first sector. I didn't see what the Delta time was saying, but we come now into the heart of the middle sector. Very easy to invalidate here. Very easy to lose the car here as well. But let's see what Colin can do. 6th gear, holding it through. Oh, he uses every bit of track he possibly can. Now to the middle sector split. Here's a 56.7. Where is that going to put Colin R. Mason, the Welshman? My fellow Welshie. Where's he going to go? As we go through the final corner, a little bit wayward on the entry there. Caught it well though, and to the line will come Colin. And it's going to be a 16.1. Did that little snap just cost him on the exit of turn 15, I wonder? Time will tell, of course, but right now it's an old Celtic front row with an Irish and a Welshman up there on top, and you do love to see it ahead of the English lads. You do love to see it, and I can't get too biased. Can't get too biased, as apparently internet connection quality is not sufficient enough for gameplay. This is apparently what my PlayStation is telling me, but we shall see how that develops. Hopefully nothing too bad happens and we stay in good stead, as we've got 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in qualifying. As I'm on board with Iron Silas, who just with Andy Campbell, who just invalidates his lap. We're going to go back on board with Yaham, who's just started a fresh lap, and he so far has unfortunately picked up 2 invalidations, and now he's going to be looking to get a lap on the board. He needs a lap on the board, as he doesn't want to be under pressure coming towards the end of the session. Yaham does make it through okay there. It's a little bit slower than Colin. As Forza Brendan there goes 2 times quicker with a 15.7. The Irishman really putting the hammer down early on here. So Forza Brendan representing the Irish lads very well indeed. As we got Yaham to the line, and it's a 16.2. So just over a 10th of Colin, as Tam has just started his play, and Abby's coming in P4. Looking for a bit of extra time, as Dylan there pops up in the second with a 16 flat. So that pushes Colin and Tam and Tom down. Tom is half a second up. This could be there or thereabouts with the likes of Yaham, Tam and Colin, if he can gain enough time for the final sector. Let's see what the McLaren can do, as he's going to cross the line. Is it going to be in the 15s? No, it's going to be a 16.2. 3 drivers within a 10th of each other, and you love to see it there. Tom, Yaham and Sam there, all on the 16.2. Tam unfortunately is a second down there. So that is Kiki around there in the final sector, going the wrong way. The Scuderia Ferrari spinning like Sebastian Vettel back in 2017. So he's going to be coming into the pits now. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the session. Hooky just getting himself back on the way, the other fellow Welshman, as on board with I Am Silas, who I think has made a mistake somewhere, because his time is well off at the moment, as Dylan is out of the session and he's lost it on the final corner. Silas here taking a little bit too much of the exit curve and he's out. Let's have a look and see where Dylan has gone off to. Oh my god, into the pit lane. Dylan, that is not what you like to see, as Harry B now for the final couple of corners. Harry B, what is he going to do for the final corner? He's going to come to the line. Is this going to be a new pole position for Harry B? No, it's going to be a 16.1. The Aston Martins have come to play, as Scott Bugner now also on a flying lap. He does have Hooky in behind, and Hooky's not going to be too happy with this bit of dirty air he's going to get. But we'll go on board with Scott Button. See if he's up on this time. He's 2 seconds down. What about Hooky? Hooky's 18 seconds down. So a lot of mistakes here. As we got Tam in the chat saying, I am so bad. I mean, it's very close right now. I mean, if you can gain 2 attempts, you jump up into second, right? That's all I'm saying, Tam. You know, you're not bad. You know, you just need to do a bit better. The top 7 drivers, incredibly close, but it is Forza Brendan, the Irishman, out on top right now with a 15.7. That is the time to beat. As Andy Campbell on a slow lap, as I'm Silas once again validated, G-Max invalidated. Remember, of course, only the top 10 in the race gain points. It is traditional F1 point systems here. So we shall see as Rookie, I believe, is on another flying lap. A little bit hesitant on entry there into turn number 7, and that would have just put him off through 8 and 9. But let's see if he's up. He is about 2 tenths up. He needs quite a bit more actually. If he wants to challenge Mays, for example, he's going to need a bit more time than what he's currently getting. As we come through the final corner. Oh, he's caught an absolute snap out the final corner there, and that unfortunately lost him all of his time. As we got Silas. Oh, Silas! No! Just as we go on board, I was hoping he'd get a lap on the board. It was not to be though. Andy Campbell currently in 12th place, 6 tenths up. Right now he's on course to jump ahead of Hooky as we go into the final sector in front of the grandstand. And now through the final corner, what will Andy Campbell be able to do? And he does jump ahead of Hooky there. So it is a Mercedes in 10th and 11th place, as we got raised in the comments saying something that I can't repeat on stream, guys. I can't repeat it. It's against the terms and policies here on League Racing TV to say such things as we're on board now with Colin R. Mason, who's got a little bit of a slipstream there down in towards turn number 4, and he is marginally up by half a tenth. Colin, the Welshman, currently in P4, going to be looking to try and get himself up an extra position or 2 and see if he can challenge the Irishman on the top of the tables right now with that 15.7, as Colin, beautifully done for the S's. And he's up by a 10th and a half. This will put him up there as Jahan pops up into second with a 15.8. What a lap there from the Englishman in Jahan in that McLaren. As Colin now for the final corner didn't get the snap that he did on the previous lap, so this could be an improvement, and it is an improvement. It gets him up into P3. He did lose a bit of time in the final sector though, so he'll be looking to gain that back. Tam out on a lap right now. Currently in P7, but as I previously said, all he needs to do is gain an extra 10th or 2 and he can climb up some positions here. As Tam through the S's, he goes. Is he gonna keep it all valid? He gets a little bit out of shape and backs out immediately. So Tam there, unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. Unable to get a lap together and string it together, but he needs to be a little bit alert. He does have a Ferrari that is invalidated in behind him, so not a massive amount to worry about, as these guys Don't think they got the fuel to go again. We're going to go on board with Forza Brendan, who is coming down to the end of Sector 1. He is a 10th down as Dylan has left the session. What is going on here? That is not what we'd like to see. Hopefully Dylan is able to get himself back into the session. Of course, he is in 4th place. So it is a good starting position. Of course, pole position, not something that you want here. And Forza Brendan gaining so much time in the middle sector. He's a 10th and a half up now as we go into the final sector. Tam has retired from the session, so at best he's going to be starting P7. Through the final corner comes Forza Brendan as he's going to cross the line. It is a 2/10 improvement and he goes on pole with a 15.5, and with only 10 seconds left of the session, very few drivers are going to be able to put in a challenge here. So we've got Tom, who's invalidated, he's not going to be improving. We've got Scott Buckner here, who is improving by 3/10. This could get him up into 6th place here, maybe ahead of Harry B. As we come through the final corner. Scott Buckner to the line. Where is he going to go to? He's going to go ahead of Tom and Tam. As we got Harry B now for the final corner, 2/10 up. Let's go put him up ahead of Colin R. Mason and across the line. And he goes on to a front row. Here's an Aston Martin front row lockout here in Mexico. As Tom unfortunately out of the session. We got Mace to the line. Mace with a 16.8 pushing himself into the top 10. Hooky is around and Silas finally gets a lap on the board and comes home in 13th place. Hooky. He was half a second up, but that spin cost him everything. As he's going to come off now into the pits, and that is going to be the end of qualifying here. So it is the Irishman of Forza Brendan taking pole position ahead of the Englishman of Harry B and Yaham. Then we got the Welshman of Colin R. Mason there, and you love to see it. As when it comes to Scotland, the Scottish contingent, Tam is the highest of the Scottish drivers. They're in 8th place. So much like Scotland in every sporting event, like they underachieve, but then they'll turn up when it matters. But we'll go through the results here. So it is Forza Brendan taking the provisional, the pole position here for round number 1 with a 15.5, a great lap there from the Irishman, and his teammate Harry B alongside him with a 15.7. Then Yaham in 3rd place on a 15.8, with Colin R. Mason in 4th on a 16 flat. Dylan in 5th with Scott Buckner in 6th. Then we got Tom and Tam on the 4th row locking it out in 7th and 8th. Then we got Maze and Kiki rounding out the top 10. Then outside the top 10 we have Andy Campbell, ESW Hooky, I am Silas, and G Mac. So there we go. That is the results here for qualifying. As I'm just gonna quickly pop out the chat just so I can see it, so I don't have to have the stream open at the same time. Just let me know if the stream goes down, because I'll have the chat open right here and right now. In fact, you know, I might even type in the chat. I might say hello everybody. There we go. Hello everybody. As we hope that everyone who unfortunately left the session is able to get back into the session, as we await for everyone to get their race strategies and everything all sorted and all geared up as we go racing here in Mexico. I believe, if my memory serves me correct, 35 laps at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez awaits these drivers. as we are counting down now to the start of the session. As Dylan in the chat saying his Wi-Fi went off and the game's crashed. Is not what you like to see as we go to those 5 red lights. Thank God Dylan has joined, but we are racing here. Sorry, 36 laps, not 35. I had miscounted there, as it is a very good start there for Sam, getting himself up into 4th place already on the run down in towards turn 1, as we see a lot of jostling going into turn 1. There's an Aston Martin on the inside there, getting a little bit wayward, as we got Colin and Harry B there side by side, and I believe it was Harry there that was getting a little bit wayward. He's now behind the Welshman, but what a start from Sam, up into 3rd immediately. What a launch he had, as we got Tom having a look down the inside of Scott Buckner. Oh, bit of contact made between the pair. Scott Buckner able to keep a hold of P6. Is that going to open things up, as I'm Silas here and Andy Campbell scrapping out for P8, as Dylan, I believe, oh, he's taking control of his car and he spun it around immediately. Not warmed into the game there. I'm guessing he took control at the wrong time, and around he goes, and that is not what you like to see, as, oh my God, I'm Silas there getting a little bit out of shape. We're going to go on board with Mace to have a little view of this as they go into turn number 12. As I'm Silas able to keep a hold of that. Meanwhile, up ahead, Tam getting through on Yaham for P2, and Tam looks in fine form indeed. In fact, let's get some of these deltas up, and there we go. That explains why Tam is in fine form on the Red Bull soft tyres, as G-Max into the pits, as we got, oh, Colin and Harry now side by side coming down into turn 1. Is the English versus the Welsh, and oh, that is going to infuriate Colin as much as it infuriates me. He let an Englishman overtaking him. That is not what we like to see, as I believe towards the back as Andy Campbell, who has gone around, but the top 3 have managed to get away pretty convincingly, as we got a nice scrap going on for 4th with Harry B, Scott Buckner, Colin R. Mason and Tom all on the white wool hard tyres, Mays on the mediums. We'll see if he can close up. He does have the quicker tyre, and he does have a lack of dirty air, as Harry's actually trying to close in on these guys ahead. Remember, it is lap 3, DRS will be enabled, but we won't see DRS be activated until we go past turn 11. So that is what we are waiting for, turn 11, as Harry has already broken DRS to Colin just about, but Colin's managed to get himself back into it, and Yaham has dropped away from Tam, who is using those soft tyres to put the pressure on Forza Brendan early here. Forza Brendan doing a fantastic job so far. Scott Buckner in behind Colin. He is sitting, he is waiting for an opportunity, as we got Tom just a little bit further back. Just hanging in there so far. As Yaham, he's trying to sneak his way back into that 1 second, but it's just not going his way so far, as Colin doing well to keep with Harry B, and he kind of needs to, as Harry almost went DRS range of Yaham, and he is now in DRS range of Yaham, but he just drops back out, drops back in. Needs a good exit here to get into it, and he is in it. And has he just broken DRS to Colin in the process with that final sector? Because that was a very good final sector there from Harry, and it looks like he has. And now Scott Buckner can now put the pressure on Colin, as he's going to be looking for the overtake. Here comes DRS. Moves to the outside now for turn 1, but it shouldn't matter, as he will get the position there before the break-in. So Scott Buckner up into P5, Colin down into 6th. And now we have Tam in a bit of a Sorry, not Tom. Tom in a little bit above her as he is. Oh my God, is that Scott Buckner going deep? Oh, contact there between the two of them. Scott Buckner there, I think, completely misses his breaking point. Runs very deep, comes back to try and cover off Colin, but Colin was already alongside, and a little bit of side pod contact. The question is, was there side pod damage for either of them? That is the question now. But that's definitely helped Harry get clear, and it's also helped Tom get back into it. Colin looks like he's struggling. Is his front wing intact? His front wing is intact, but is he suffering from any side pod damage? That's the question. As Outsiders picks up a 3-second time penalty, and now Tam and Colin with DRS. We've got Harry B with DRS on Yaham. That's going to close him up, and Tam closing up on Forza Brendan. No moves being made just yet, but we're going to go now to Kiki and Maze down in towards turn 1. The Ferrari versus the Mercedes, and the Ferrari is on the inside, but Maze going to try and hang it around the outside. And oh, is Kiki going to do the switchback? Kiki with the switchback of dreams. Come on, Kiki now. He's got the RS wide open. He's using his ERS. He's got the straight line speed. He's on the grass. Coming in towards turn 4. Goes very deep, and Kiki has absolutely bottled it right there. The Ferrari, and how many times have we seen that in real life where the Ferrari bottles the overtake? That is not what we want to see here, but great stuff there from Mace and Kiki. A nice battle going on. As Hooky and Silas say trading positions, as that is Item Silas around, and he lost it in the S's, so Silas around, and that promotes Hooky up into the top 10 positions, and that is a point here tonight if he can maintain it. As Tam closing up on Forza Brendan, but Forza Brendan doing enough so far to keep Tam at bay. As I'm not sure what was going on there with Colin. It looked like a lot of hesitation there to turn in towards turn 3. I'm not sure if Tom was on his inside and he didn't want to turn in to cut him off, or whether there was a little bit of contact in behind, but Colin there very hesitant to turn in, and that's cost him a position and a bit of time. And now Tam feeling the effects of these soft tyres perhaps, as he is now dropping back from Forza Brendan, and that is a Ferrari around, and that is Kiki, isn't it? That is the Ferrari of Kiki, and Kiki is around like Sebastian Vettel. As Hooky and Andy Campbell now promote themselves up into P9 and P10 respectfully. And this is good for these two, as they're going to be looking to get some points on the board at the start of this season. As Tom, using DRS to close in, doesn't really have the ERS there available to him. And looking at these three guys, Colin actually has the best ERS at the moment, and he's back within DRS, so Colin plays this right as Tom and Scott side by side into turn 4. A bit of room given to both drivers. Switch back there from Scott, and he's on the inside for turn 6. He's going to launch it. Oh, there's a little bit of side pod contact there, and to be honest, I think ambitious lunge there from Scott, but also aggressive covering there from Tom. As Harry now on the back of Yaham. This is for P3, so we'll stay on board with this one as they run down towards turn number 1. As Tam is in the pits off those soft tyres, and rightfully so I should say. Can Harry get the run on Yaham. He lost a lot of time for the final couple of corners, and I don't think he's going to do it. But here goes Scott Bugner on Tom as he goes to the inside. Scott Bugner breezes through and back up into P4, but goes deep in the turn one. That's going to allow Tom to come back at him. Contact between the pair of them once again. Minimal contact this time. Oh my god, that's Harry around. Harry has lost it. And Scott now going to go to the outside of Tom into turn 4. The action's coming thick and fast as these guys continue to bump wheels with each other. Colin needs to be careful. He elects to back out of that one, and that is smart there. He's got to be looking at these two thinking, oh my god, what is going on here? Colin there going to think twice about going side by side with Tom. As Tom picks himself out a 3-second time penalty, and right now it is Colin currently in the net third right now because he does not have a penalty. These two guys ahead of him do. Will we see a double overtake happen? For example, will Colin be able to get a run worthy enough to get ahead of these guys? Remember, they are both spent on ERS in comparison to Colin. Question is, will Colin know that? As he sees the red flashing light, is he going to go for it? That is a lot of ERS used for no overtake made. As these guys, they got nothing left. Colin knows they got nothing left. It's about picking the opportunity now. Because you got Harry who's 3 seconds back, and Harry will close in. He definitely has the pace to close in once his tyres cool down a bit, but he doesn't have the DRS to close in. But if these guys battle as much as they do, Harry will close in naturally. We'll stay on board with this battle for P3, and we can see Harry is closing in. 3 tenths is gained. 4 tenths now. As Tom and Scott there. Again, very close to each other, and that is a Ferrari Akiki off once again. Launch out the final corner, important for these guys. Colin is on the ERS early. He's got more of it to use. He's got the DRS, he's got the tow, he's got the McLaren. And he is up into P4. And he's going to fend, but Tom is there on the inside, and Colin gets P4 done. And now it's a question of, can Colin get the run to get past Scott Bugner for that final podium spot? He does now have a car in between him and Harry, which is crucial for him. But he needs to be wary because Tom now could potentially come back at him. As meanwhile, Forza Brendan and Yaham in a bit of no man's land really. 6 seconds apart from each other and 6 seconds away from this battle for third. And now Harry's involved in this, but right now we should be seeing potentially an overtake come now from Colin R. Mason, as he is going to slipstream down in towards turn number 1. Gets the move done. Or does he? Because I'm getting massive lag spikes here. That is not what I like to see. I do not like to see lag spikes at all, as everyone is bouncing around all over the place. Hopefully that is not affecting the stream, as I'm quickly going to pull it up just to see if it's affecting it. And Colin there with a 3-second time penalty, and I just missed what happened with Colin, as Tom and Scott and Harry now are getting into the mix with each other. As I'm just going to go back and see what happened there with Colin. As he's now 3 seconds back. As the stream seems to be fine, but McLaren and oh yep, and there we go. Contact made and Colin gets spun around. That's what's happened there. Colin won't be happy about that whatsoever. That's Kiki there with a 3-second time penalty as Tam gets through on Colin. Of course, Tam on those medium tyres, and they are a lot fresher than Colin, so Tam now going to be trying to make his way through. He's a little bit further back, but he's also on mediums, and he's been on them since the start. Scott Bugner there with a second 3-second time penalty. Same with Tom, and here comes Harry now. He's going to have a look into turn 12, and oh my god, Tom, that is... oh, it's Harry there. Oh, that is opportunistic, and he's around. Oh no, guys. This is not the racing standards that we want to see here. As Scott Bugner and Tom, they seem to be at the epicenter right now of calamities for the likes of Colin and Harry right now, and it's unfortunate. Well, it is, but Sam needs to be patient with these two. Because if he had seen what happened with Colin and Harry, he would definitely be very cautious right now. But he should have enough to get past Scott Bugner here, and then he can go and try and get past Tom, as DRS and more ERS will definitely help him get through, and he is now ahead of the Alfa Romeo as Mays and Harry there. Oh, Yaham's out. Is that a safety car? I believe we have a virtual safety car here on lap 14, and that is Yaham, who was in no man's land. He was comfortably in second place. Absolutely bins it. Yaham is going to be fuming with himself after that. As I'm just going to put a little spotlight here on Dylan, who, as we saw, lagged out at the start, and he's got a drive-through penalty. So there we go. That's why you go on board with Dylan. He never fails to disappoint. Well, what I was going to say, Dylan lagged out at the start, and as soon as he took control of his car, he went spinning around and had to make a pit stop for a new front wing, but finds himself up in the points again. And the thing is, even after this drive-through, he should still be in the points, as he has a good gap to Kiki. So it is good going so far from Dylan to get himself back up into a points-paying position. Let's go up to this battle now, which has turned into the battle for second place. Tom, Tam and Scott Bugner. And the thing is, the longer that these guys scrap it out, you see how much Colin's gaining, and obviously Harry's going to be gaining as well. We're going to be back to square one once again. As Harry picks up a 3-second time penalty. Now that's crucial. That's crucial because Colin and Harry are closing in on these two, on Tom and Scott Bugner. And now Tam obviously on those mediums will be pitting, and I presume he'll be on the hard tyres for the final stint. And with him being on the hard tyres, he'll be on the slower tyres, so everyone else will be on the mediums to his hards. And now Tam should get past Tom here for P2, and he should have the grip on those mediums to pull away. You would hope he has the grip to pull away, but we have seen how these guys with Tom and Scott Bugner, how they like to stick their nose in there to keep it going. Meanwhile, Scott is losing a lot of time to Tom, and he's falling back into the clutch. Oh no, that's Harry around again. Harry there losing it for a second time on the exit of turn 3, and he's gone around, and that is Colin now up into P4. So I mentioned Scott losing time there, and he lost a second and a half to Colin. As we got a Funky Chicken in the chat saying Brendan needs a ban for being too Irish. No, he doesn't. All he needs to do is make sure he sends me some Irish whiskey and I will allow it. That's all that needs to happen, Funky Chicken. You gotta love the Irish. You cannot hate them. Scott Bugner is into the pits now at the end of lap 17. What do you mean bribes? You can't hate on the Irish. Bless them, they try. As GMAC is retired, and was that in the pits as well? Yes, it was. GMAC into the pits and retires from the session. The Irish are fantastic people. I love the Irish. Now, in terms of the podium, so we got Forza Brendan, who is almost an entire pit stop ahead of Tam at this point. And you got Tom, who has 6 seconds of time pens, Colin with 3 seconds, Harry with 3 seconds, and the thing is, Harry and Colin have been gaining on Tom. So the more into this race we go, maybe we'll see a battle for the final spot on the podium. As Chicken saying pure waffle. Absolutely not. I never waffle. If it's waffle you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. We only have tacos here. We have tacos for Mexico. We'll have waffles. We'll have waffles for Canada, because you can have maple syrup on them. Maple syrup, fantastic. Love maple syrup. As lap 18, everything is spaced out a bit, so I now have to rely on a bit of my humour and a bit of my lack of humour, shall we say, to kind of take us through this. But we have lost 2 drivers so far. GMAC came into the pits and retired, and Yaham, who was up in second place, completely in a world of his own, and he lost it and crashed out of the race. So it is one of them things that is happening, and right now everything's so spaced out. Scott Bugner is on those mediums, so he should get a nice undercut here on the likes of Colin and Tom. Maybe even Tam as well, to be fair. He should have an undercut on Tam. But will his tyre survive to the end? That is the question. Lap 19 of 36. Forza Brendan leads the way with Tam in second place. Tom in third. Colin in fourth and closing in slowly but surely. And we got Harry in fifth. Trying to get his way back in after a couple of incidents. He lost it on the exit turn 3 on 2 occasions. And he did get tagged around. Same with Colin as well. Colin got tagged around also. So these guys trying to fight their way back up into potential podium positions. Andy Campbell with a fantastic race so far up into P6. So good going there from the man in the Mercedes, and as soon as I go on board with him, he almost loses the back end, and that is not what you like to see. As we have Hookie in 7th place, also having a very decent race. Scott Buckner, as we saw make a pit stop a couple of laps ago, he is currently in 8th place with 6 seconds of time penalties, and that is going to hinder him towards the end of this race. That I can assure you. And he's closing in on Hookie and Andy, but I don't think he'll catch him in time before they make their pit stops. Meanwhile, Meigs in 9th place, already on the set of those hard tyres. And we got Dylan, who is not in his car. They're in P10. But this could be because of the fact that he is a lap down. It definitely looks like he's being driven by someone who is in their car. So I believe this is just him ghosting being a lap down. But Dylan there on the final point paying position. Considering he lagged out and came back into it and spun immediately, he's done well to get himself back up into a points paying position here. As it looks like Colin now, the gap kind of stabilising between Colin and Tom around 3.3 seconds as Forza Brendan is into the pits. That's going to release Dylan, and Dylan is unghosted, so Silas and Kiki will be able to unlap themselves, as will Dylan, as Brendan on those mediums now, and Tom is in. Will Colin join through? Yes, he does. Top 3 into the pits. Will Harry follow suit? Yes, he does. Now, let's go on board with Scott Buckner, who did go for the undercut. So let's see how well this undercut worked. He went 3 laps earlier. As he comes through the final corner, he is going to have a lot of overspeed. He's not going to get the jump on Tom, but he should. Actually, he didn't even get a jump on Colin, so Scott Buckner there having a bit of a mare, and that's going to open things up now for Harry to start hunting him down. As we have the Welsh drivers, Linus Stern in 5th and 6th, as probably not what Colin wanted to see, to be honest. In fact, to be honest, he might actually like seeing that. As Forza Brendan picks up a 3-second time penalty, the first of the session, but does he care? Not really. He's in a world of his own right now. As Tam is into the pits, and what tyre will we see? It is going to be a set of mediums on there for Tam. So yeah, 2 sets of the yellow wall tyres there available to him. So that explains the soft medium shout he went for, as he should come out ahead of Tom. Comfortably ahead. As now Colin with the tow, both having DRS, and Tucky going to play ball. Is he going to get out the way of Colin? Yes, he is. He is going to get out of the way. He's not going to fight it. He knows he's not in that race. No point in him losing time as well. And I'm sure he'll be doing the same for Scott and Harry as well when they close up to the back of him. But Hookie still out on those hard tyres. Be interesting to see where he's going to come out, because Andy's come out. Oh no, Dylan's out. And he's retired in the pit lane. He should have kept going. That was a point there for Dylan in this championship. And now Kiki And I am Silas. This is actually brought a little bit of a battle now for P10 as I'm Silas now. He's going to look to the inside for 10th place. He's going to have a little look, but Kiki there outbreaks and goes around. Dylan has left the session, and you hate to see it. He done well to get himself back up into 10th. He's going to be kicking himself when the safety car comes out. I can tell you that for a fact. As Hooky into the pits, and that releases Scott Buckner. Scott Buckner did get DRS as well, so that's a help for him, as he's going to have a double dose of it down in towards turn 4, and that should aid him in building more of a gap between him and Harry B and close in on Colin. So lap 23 of 36, Forza Brendan, an 18.2 second lead. At this rate, I think Forza Brendan may have enough of a gap that he may be able to pit with like 3 laps to go for the fastest lap. Potentially. As Tom picks up another 3-second time penalty, and what's that now? Is that... that is 9 seconds, and there we go, that's the penalty count. So, as it currently stands, Colin is sitting on a podium position as Harry B needs to gain 5 seconds on Tom to jump him on penalties. There we go, that's the update now. Colin right now is sitting well for a podium position, as long as he can maintain this kind of pace. Tam right now pretty comfortable in second place, and Forza Brendan comfortable in first, but that is a yellow flag of, I believe, Silas getting out of the way as a lap car. Next will be Kiki to get out of the way, as Forza Brendan now closes up into the stadium section. We'll get a nice little bit of DRS here. However, he is losing time to Tam, so maybe Tam is the quickest driver here today, but hasn't had the opportunity to really go for it until now. As Kiki is into the pits, and what tyre he's going to go on another set of the medium compound tyres. Lap 25 of 36. Everyone is so far spaced out. In fact, the only potential battle we have is this one for P8 between Hooky and Campbell. The Scotsman versus the Welshman. The Mercedes versus the Alpha Tauri. Both of them trying to hunt down the Englishman up ahead. This is the stuff that we like to see. The Battle of Great Britain coming up right now. England versus Scotland versus Wales. You do like to see it, you really do. As these medium tyres should definitely help them close up to Mays in 7th place. And with Hooky in that DRS race, he doesn't need to use his ERS. Oh my god, Scott Bugner is out. Scott Bugner is out. Is that going to be a safety car? Is that going to completely ruin Forza Brendan's day? Surely not. No, it is not. Forza Brendan breathing a sigh of relief there, as the yellow flags do not turn into a full course safety car. But now, as long as everyone finishes, they will get points. As we wait for Silas and Kiki to to get past Scott Bugner's car. But now look at this, 2.5 seconds between Andy Campbell and Mays. Ladies and gentlemen, England versus Wales versus Scotland. The battle for Great Britain is brewing nicely here. And also we got a teammate battle as well. Mays and Andy Campbell. Like, this is a battle for teammate supremacy right here, as well as national supremacy. Edge of seat stuff, as this is the only battle worth keeping an eye on. As Kiki is around, he's getting himself going. Oh no, he's lost it again. He got going on the curb, and that is not what you want. Not what you want at all. And he has been lapped now, all the way down to P8. But as long as he just gets to the line, he will get himself P10. This is marinating lovely by here. Hooky, Andy Campbell, Mays. And Hooky there picking up a 3-second time penalty. Not what you want to see, as it takes a little bit away from this potential battle we're about to witness. Andy Campbell showing the red blinking light, showing that he has less than 10%. Mays has less than 10%. Hooky has the most DRS, but he also has a unfortunate disadvantage of a 3-second time penalty. And to be fair, he probably shot himself in the foot by not getting past Andy Campbell there. Oh, Mays has lost it. And Andy Campbell picks up a 3-second time penalty. Wow, wow, wow. When it is the Celtic duo of Scotland and Wales in behind England, England bottle it. That is unbelievable stuff right there. But Mays, as we go deeper into this race, he should have the advantage in the latter stage, so he could come back. But this has just equalised things now between Hooky and Andy Campbell. And Hooky now using his abundance of ERS to close up on the Scotsman, who has used absolutely everything. He's got nothing left. Tam with a 3-second time penalty. As Colin, at some point Colin has got past Tom there. I was too focused on the potential battle for Great Britain that we was going to have for P6 to notice that. But Colin right now up into a podium position. Failed to see that at the time. So apologies there for Colin and Tom if it was a good battle. But as it currently stands, this is the only battle on track that we can see, and it is a battle for P6. This is for 8 points in the championship, as we got I'm Silas right now going for a potential fastest lap down in 9th place. He is going to gain 2 points from this. Could make it 3 with the fastest lap. Oh, and Hooky's lost it. Hooky has spun his rears and he has lost it, and down into 8th he goes. And that is not what you want to see whatsoever. It was brewing lovely for a nice battle between Andy Campbell and Hooky, and now the Dragon has returned to the mountains as the unicorn of Scotland is continuing on. And now everything really is spaced back out again. So now we ask the people in chat, how is everyone doing? Is everyone okay? Are we all having a good Monday evening? So I'm quickly going to have a look at the fastest lap. Right now it is Forza Brendan on the fastest lap. So Forza Brendan right now taking home all 26 points here. As we got Jamie in the chat saying hello, hello Jamie, how are you? As once again now Hooky back onto the back of Maze for P7, but Hooky now has to not only get past Maze but build that 3-second gap. I am very good indeed, as we are potentially about to see an overtake happen for P7 down in towards turn 1. The overspeed is there. Will Hooky go for it? Backs out, doesn't want to risk it. Maybe have a look in towards turn 4 as well. Nice exit from Hooky is required, but Maze gets a better exit. And that should just about be enough to hold off the Welshman for the time being. Can anyone sign up for this? I mean, we do have two seats that are currently open right now in the British and Irish Esports Championship. And yeah, both of them are open. As right now, is Hooky going to go for it? Not yet. I believe it is limited to the nationalities of the nations of Great Britain and Northern, no, not Northern Ireland, but the island of Ireland. So Hooky has lost it, saves out the wall, but loses a lot of time there. That is not what you like to see, as he just lights up the rears on the exit of the final corner. Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. Get involved, as tonight has been it's been a rocky one. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a rocky one. A lot of big gaps made very early on, and not enough battling for my liking. So I've had to rely on my humour, which always goes horribly. But as it currently stands, Forza Brendan in a world of his own, and has been for this entire race. 16.3 seconds he leads by, with Tam in second place. Colin right now in third. So it is currently right now, I'm just going to confirm. Yep, I am confirming right now. Currently it is an all Celtic podium. No English on the podium to be seen, which you do love to see. There's a Welshman, a Scotsman and an Irishman up there on the podium as it currently stands, with the English drivers of Tom and Harry B waiting for an opportunity. Will there be any late safety cars to give them a chance? I don't know. It is the last chance for it. Will it come through? And I mean, if it does come through, it would benefit Maze massively, who currently has no penalties, but Harry B there picking up a 3-second time penalty, and that pretty much takes away all hope for Harry B there. But potentially, has he got enough to jump ahead of Tom? Oh, he would have been ahead of Tom if it wasn't for that 3-second, but all he needs to do is gain a second. And who's that gone around? Is that I Am Silas? That is I Am Silas who is around. No safety car. But now we have something to keep our eyes on. Harry B is 4.1 seconds behind Tom. If he can gain a second on the McLaren, he will take P4, and the difference between P4 and P5, 2 points. You go from 10 points to 12 points, and Harry B wants those extra 2 points. That I can assure you, as he is going to be pushing for every bit that he can to gain on Tom. And he doesn't want to push too much because he has lost it a few times on the exit of turn 3. As Kiki has left the session, and that's unfortunate there for the Ferrari of Kiki. Harry B is closing in on Tom, and this is for P4. 6 tenths is the gap as we cross to start lap 34 of 36 for these drivers. And who is that around? Is that I Am Silas again? That is I Am Silas again, getting lapped by both the Mercedes of Andy Campbell and Mace, and that is Hooky with another penalty, kind of cementing his spot down in P8. But it is still 4 points for the Welshman. Nothing to scoff at. Nothing to scoff at all. Harry B or Tom, who is going to get fourth? And oh, that is actually, that doesn't matter. Colin picking up the second 3-second time penalty right now, and Tom does have 9 seconds, so doesn't help the McLaren at all at this stage. The only thing that can help the McLaren is a mistake from the Welshman, and also that is the only thing that will help Harry as well. Lap 35 of 36. Let's go on board with this man. Let's give this man a bit of airtime. Forza Brendan, the Irishman, the man who set pole position. He has the fastest lap. He has been leading the race from the start and has led it pretty much for every single lap apart from one. One lap he didn't lead, and that's because he came into the pits. This man has been on an absolute tear here. He's in a green car, green for Ireland, as you would say. And he is going to come around to start the final lap. So we're going to stay on board with him and give him what he deserves. A lap of Mexico from the man who has dominated this race here tonight. Forza Brendan, as Harry B picks up another 3-second time penalty, and that has thrown his chances of P4 out the way. But Forza Brendan for one last time through turn 1, 2 and 3. The Irishman going nuts, the Irish fans all going nuts as well, as he breaks down into turn 4. And into the middle sector we shall go as we go through 5 and now into the double apex of turn 6. Lovely done there from the Irishman. Through the S's now. Still possible to lose the car, but Forza Brendan keeps it all in check for one more time. Giving a little bit of a weave for the stream. You'll have to see it as we go into the grandstand for one more time. The fireworks are going off. You can hear them in the background. The confetti is out as the Irishman comes around the final corner for the final time to take the maximum points here. It is pole position, the race win, and fastest lap for Forza Brendan. And now we go on board with the Scotsman of XA Tam, who is going to come from the final corner to pick up a well-earned P2 here today for the Scotsman. And in third place we have the Welshman of ESW, Colin R. Mason, to make it an all-Celtic podium. It is Ireland, Scotland and Wales on the podium. The English drivers of Tom and Harry definitely at the pace, but some incidents and some mistakes creeping in from both of them, as we have Andy Campbell going to be coming home in 6th for the Scottish lads. For the guys up north, he's coming through the stadium one more time as Hooky has crossed the line. Obviously a lap down there for the Welshman, takes home 4 points for P8 as through the final corner comes Andy, and that is 8 points there for the Scotsman. And Mays will come home in 7th place. And I'm Silas now, the final man to cross the line, picks up 2 points here for the Alpines, and that will draw a conclusion to the end of the first race, and Tam gets driver of the day. Of course, Tam started, I believe, in 7th or 8th after the end of qualifying, but managed to get himself up into 2nd place. But let's look at this this podium, an all Celtic podium. Wales, Ireland and Scotland, as we got the Irishman on the top step of the podium. It is Forza Brendan who takes victory here for round number 1 here at Mexico in the British and Irish Esports Championship. And it is Tam and Colin who join him on the podium. Celtic fans everywhere going absolutely bananas right now, as fans of the old enemy not exactly too happy with themselves right now. But we'll run you through the order one more time. It is Forza Brendan who takes victory ahead of Tam in 2nd place, with Colin in 3rd, and that is an all Celtic podium. Tom in 4th, with Harry B in 5th, and then we've got Andy Campbell in 6th, Mays in 7th, Hooky in 8th. Then our last finisher was I Am Silas in 9th place, and our non-finishers for today were Kiki, Scott Bugner, Dylan, G-Mac and Yaham. And Jamie in the chat saying that win was a bit too easy. It kind of was, but it was made easier by some of the things that was going on. Of course, Yaham, who was a challenge, he was in a world of his own. He definitely had, I would say, he definitely would have been on the podium if he didn't DNF. You had a big battle going in for 4th place between Harry, Scott Bugner, Tom and Colin, which resulted in Harry and Colin getting tagged around and having to come back through. With Tam had the pace. It's just Tam went for a 2-stop, whereas Forza Brendan went for the 1-stop strategy, and that was the better strategy, as he was able to have that gap to take it easy towards the end. So it was a bit easy, but it was helped and aided by strategy choices and battling going in behind. And Forza Brendan, what a drive for the Irishman, and a well-earned maximum point share for round number 1. Of course, next week we will be back for round number 2, and we go to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So we'll be in Abu Dhabi for round number 2 next week, and then after that we'll be going on to Silverstone. So guys, this has been the opening round for the British and Irish Esports Championship for the Mexican GP. I have been your commentator, Ivor Bryn Mike. Make sure you like and subscribe to League Racing TV's YouTube channel to make sure you keep up to date with all the action going on this week. And there is a lot of action going on this week, as we got the Esports Masters League and TML F1, F2, F3 and F4 divisions going on this week. So make sure you guys tune into all the racing going on, and we shall see you next week for the British and Irish Esports Championship. Until then guys, good night.